All right, welcome back to another episode of the Pin High Podcast presented by Golficity. This week, it's Ryder Cup week. It's episode 99, just in time. And we're also going to be going over, obviously, Max Homa's win in Napa at the Ford Net. But mainly, we're going to break down, the course over at Whistling Straits in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And we're going to break down pretty much everything there is to do with the Ryder Cup. So let's get into it.
This is Jordan Spieth here, and
this is the Pin High Podcast.
I was watching live from, and like the background on live from is so like the first tee's right behind them, and it's so cool. Like that place is gonna be rocking.
Yeah, and if you can see, I got the I'm donning the
Ryder Cup
US
shirt going.
This isn't the light's not good right now, but it's the official US polo on one of the days. I don't know which day, but
yeah, Pat's playing for all of you who haven't realized. Brooks
Did I
Koepka
spend-
pulled out and Pat's playing?
You should play
did
some
I spend
Bryson.
$95? Maybe.
So pro tip for everybody that wants to like buy stuff from like these events, just wait until the week after the event and they're all like 25% off like on the websites.
Yeah, but
I've
like
done it with the PGA last year. Like everything was like 50% off. It was nice.
here's the thing though, it'll be slim pickings.
I guess, but I mean, it is cheaper.
First one in 3 years, Ryder Cup stuff. It's
So I got a bag
it's
tag
That's
and it's sick. I got these ball markers. It was a commemorative package of like 6 ball markers for my dad. I took 2 of them. Polo hat.
That's
A
like
lot of money was spent.
Nice haul.
But anyway,
Championship
let's
ball
get
markers.
straight into the Ryder Cup. Where do we want to start?
I mean, how about we start about talking about the course? We'll scroll down here.
Yeah,
I mean,
because then we can spend the rest of the time just talking about.
So if I'm being honest,
just
I
previewing
haven't
it.
been to the course since, I guess, was it 2 episodes ago when I first had got into Wisconsin? It was the first day I was there. I'm not going to be there during the tournament, but the one time I was there, I saw the first tee and like the whole setup, the whole grandstand, and the Lake Michigan out there. It's going to be picturesque, to say the least. This is going to be a very cool Ryder Cup.
yeah, I mean, just
sure.
getting right into Whistling Straits. I mean, so it's playing par 71 this in the Ryder Cup, which I didn't know. Apparently it's a par 72 usually during like in the PGA Championship a couple years ago when they played there, par 72. They've actually taken one of the holes and shortened it. So and made it a par 4. I think it's the 11th hole. Is usually a 600 plus yard par 5. It's now just a short 519 yard par 4. So they shortened the hole, but they made it a par 4. It's now par 71. Still going to be playing almost 7,400 yards. Like I said, that is a full 400 yards shorter than the normal max distance at Whistling Straits, but still
The thing is,
pretty
though,
long.
it catch it on the right day, which it's going to be windy every single day. It's so windy over there in Sheboygan.
It's sunny. It's sunny all 3 days, which is awesome, and it's gonna be like mid 60s and probably pretty windy around Lake Michigan.
Exactly.
Yeah, I was. It was pretty windy there the whole time I was there, but catch it on the right day, and this course will be playing a whole lot longer than 7,400 yards,
Or a whole lot shorter.
or a whole lot shorter.
Yeah, depends.
Well, it kind of
some
depends
the
on which way
holes,
you're
too.
going, probably.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. So just like it's a scenic, it's a Pete Dye design. So Kiowa was a Pete Dye, I believe, the PGA Championship. So maybe a little bit similar to that. Coastal type of course. There's gonna be a lot of fans there. There's gonna be stands everywhere. I mean, it's gonna be rowdy like a normal Ryder Cup is,
Speaking
especially
of
since
Pete Dye,
first one in 3 years.
Our setup, BMW setup at it is at the Dye Plaza.
the Dive Plaza.
The Dye Plaza. Love it.
Shout out NC Base right there too.
You see that thing, like the video you posted on your story, Pat. I love the jump around video of the US. I didn't realize it says diabolical on one of the signs, like die with Pete Dye, diabolical. I thought that was so cool.
Yeah,
it is a jump around video. Oh,
I was saying
so pumped up.
One of my coworkers was like, because Sheboygan, Wisconsin, there's not a lot going on. I've already said that, but they were saying like, I can't see myself going back to Sheboygan anytime in my life. I was like, Well, I'm definitely going to do the Whistling Straits trip at some point in my life. And it's also
Yeah,
only
that
an hour and 10 minutes away from Erin Hills.
yeah, that's the only reason I'd ever go up there is wanting to go maybe do a Packers game at Lambeau, but two to go Whistling Straits and Erin Hills and just to play those courses or go to a Ryder Cup and stuff or
I
PGA
know where
Championship.
to
Something
I know
like
where
that.
to eat when we go.
Never Applebee's.
No, that's the Applebee's there is actually the most depressing place on earth. But there are about 5 good restaurants.
Okay.
Good to know. I'm sure they'll
Good
be
brews.
packed. They'll be packed this week. They'll be making.
Oh
plenty of
yeah,
money this
it'll
week.
be impossible. Sheboygan's going to be an absolute hellhole this week.
Yeah. So
65,000
Move.
fans a day, and
yeah.
they just it's small ass town.
Yeah. So speaking of Pete Dye, I mean, one of the things that he likes to do is make the golf course difficult for pros. So it's gonna be a lot of weird angles this week. I heard that like when he was building this course, he made the pro tee boxes like slightly lower than like the normal tee boxes because he wanted to give the pros like these blind shot like or blind spot type of shots. So like because he knows that pros just hate not being able to see where they're hitting the ball. So there's a lot of like tee boxes and stuff like that that like just have completely blind shots, and he does that on purpose. There is a lot of interesting holes. I mean, you're talking about the first hole through grandstands and all that stuff. It's gonna be really rowdy, but the first hole is actually interesting because it's a 364-yard par four. So depending on which way the wind is blowing or who's on the tee, that's gettable. So I mean, like you're gonna have to make the choice. Like if you think you have the adrenaline to hit that one on the green on the first tee with like all the rowdy fans, you might go for it, or is it the opposite effect? You can be nervous and you might lay back. So,
Golf
or
fans,
well, you go for it and hit it like out of bounds. So,
as golf fans, I think we sometimes overlook how ridiculous that is. That 364 yards is gettable.
I know,
As
right?
like random, as just like
Yeah.
as like weekend golfers. Like I stood on that first tee and I was like, how does somebody reach on this? Like how is Bryson gonna reach? Because he's gonna do
You
it at some
see-
point.
Yeah, he's
It's ridiculous.
imagine I can picture Bryson staying on that first tee,
Pumping people up.
just pumping people up and just absolutely unleashing the drive. Like just like I feel like if he hit on that first tee, I have full confidence he's not going to give a care in the world as to where that ball goes. He's just going to hit as far as humanly possible, especially if he's playing 4-ball. And he's
Yeah,
playing with a partner, and then he's like, it's like, all right, you're going down the middle of the fairway. I'm just gonna full send it as hard as I humanly possibly can, and just see what happens.
now I could also
Like the
see the
crowd would love
opposite.
it.
I could see the
Mm.
opposite where he tries to hit it as hard as he can and it goes wayward, and then all of a sudden
Oh,
that sets a bad tone for the rest of the day. I mean, we'll get into records
more
later.
often not. More often than not, it'll be that's what will happen. But just a
Four
tone
balls not
setter.
awful,
Imagine
though.
if you hit the green.
His last
Yeah.
4-ball match, he won.
That's right.
No, but and that's where we'll get into that. But he can't. I mean,
No, I mean like with Aaron
you
Rodgers.
can't. You
Yeah,
ah,
correct.
with
And Aaron Rodgers carried him too. So
Yeah, true.
but yeah, I mean,
Anyway.
distance is definitely a major factor at this course because there's a lot of gettable holes. There's a lot of really long holes. I read it over here that the par fives, like 2 of them measure like between 550 and 600, and the other one measures over 600 at the 5th hole. So those are some pretty long par fives, and even the par fours are pretty long. There's 4 par fours over 500 yards. There's 4 between 350 and 400, and 3 between 400 and 450. So there's some really long holes on this course. And distance will definitely be an advantage if you could keep it in the fairway, obviously.
which favors the U.S. just because of how many guys are.
Yeah.
I mean, Brooks, DJ, Finau, Bryson. The only guys in Europe that like really have like the distance are like Rahm, Rory, and Victor. And that's
Right.
it. Seems like-
Yeah, I mean, and then there's also some interesting par threes. I mean, obviously the 17th, the Pinch Nerve, that's on our Pin High Golf Club. This week's gonna play 223 yards, but it could go all the way up to like 250, I think. So
that's gonna be
I mean, that's
gonna be
kind
a
of a
fun
crazy
one down-
hole, especially
down the
since it's the
stretch.
17th coming down the stretch. I mean, imagine closing out a match on that one. That's a really nice hole.
I can randomly see Rory just sticking it on that hole.
Oh,
I don't know why.
100%.
but I see Rory sticking it this week on that hole.
And then just like going into some key stats. I mean, I was saying driving distance, strokes gained off the tee, driving distance, something like that. Definitely would look into that. Obviously, strokes gained approach, always want to look at that. And even just like if you want to narrow it down, approaches over 200 yards, I think there's going to be a lot of those this week. So players who are good approaching from pretty far out will probably have some good success this week. Think like Colin Morikawa is pretty good at those long approaches. So definitely something to look at. And then par fours gain 350 to 400. There's 4 of them. So I figured I'd put that one in. Yeah, I mean, very interesting golf course. I'm pretty excited to see it.
Exactly. Yeah. And we're not going to do skins this week because like, there's 2 winners to pick from. And also like pairings aren't out yet. So like you can't really like pick day to day yet. So we're going to skip on that.
Overall points leader, stuff like that, which we can get into when we just talk about it. But
yeah, we'll talk.
Yeah, I mean, how about that? So pairings aren't out yet. Let's who should be playing together? Let's start with the US.
I want to see Jordan and JT.
Right. Yeah, I think that Jordan and JT and Cantley and Xander are the 2 obvious ones that I think they're
because Cantley and Xander already played with each other before.
Yeah, and they played well at the President's Cup. They played all 4 matches or something like that together, maybe the President's Cup, something like that.
Yeah.
But the other 4, like if you're going strictly off, okay, these obviously it's not going to work out this way in terms of like these guys are playing with each other every single time. But if you're going like just if that was the case, like I don't even know who the rest of them, like you split up DJ, you split up Brooks, you split up Bryson, then you just go from there. Like I don't know what you do, but like I don't know who goes with Bryson. I really don't, honestly.
It's hard to say. I randomly could see like a Harris English or a Daniel Berger with him. Very neutral, like level-headed guys.
I mean, even Colin Morikawa would be interesting.
I was gonna say
to play
Scotty.
Colin Morikawa would be good because I feel like Colin Morikawa could get the best out of him. I'm so high on Colin Morikawa as like just like a person. He's like the most. I agree. He's like the nicest, like most mature, like 24-year-old in the world.
He's so
it's kind of like opposites attract. Maybe like opposites in the golf game kind of attract together. Bryson a little bit of a hothead, and Colin Morikawa is just nice, cool, like calm and collected. I think that would be a decent pairing. If
I don't know if it'll happen, but I could definitely see the appeal there.
Yeah, I mean,
I think I don't know.
Do we think Rahm and Hovland is the top group on the European side? Maybe.
I was gonna say I think Poulter and Hovland would be sick.
Okay.
Like Poulter fiery, Hovland's just would still sick.
Hovland's gonna get if he's paired with the right guy, or maybe just in general. I can see Hovland just like playing into like the fiery part of it, and just having so much fun.
I think Poulter and Hovland would be so much fun together. It's just like I think Poulter get Hovland fired up, and Hovland get super into it, like you just said, and they could just make a lot of noise.
Now here's an interesting thing to put out there. So obviously last time around you had Tommy Fleetwood and Francesco Molinari. Molinari's not on the team this year. Who's Tommy Fleetwood's match this year? Who do you think?
Casey, maybe
you could play with him.
That's what I said. Casey too. I said Casey.
Maybe Tyrrell Hatton.
I honestly, my first thought was like, if you just put Fleetwood and Rahm and just had them go out and just play against like Jordan and JT every single match.
Do you think that's the A group?
That's probably I think that if it was Fleetwood and Rahm, like they'd play and they played all 4 matches together, like that's pretty hard to beat.
I mean, yeah. I wouldn't sleep on
I don't know if they'll do that. I have no idea. I think also you can put Rahm and Sergio together just because they're 2 Spaniards. That can make sense.
I think Sergio can play with almost anyone. You don't forget Sergio is like the all-time leader in like points in Ryder Cup history.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he's kind of a baller when it comes to the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I mean, what's his record? It's like 22,
12 and 7. He has 25.5 points from 41 matches.
Yeah.
And we all get to see potentially no hat Sergio and no hat Rory, which is just
who did DJ play with at the President's Cup?
He's played with Kuch before.
Maybe he did.
He played with Cooch at in Hazeltine, I think.
Okay.
I don't know.
I
could
could see a Finau Koepka or a
Yeah.
DJ Koepka.
DJ and Koepka don't like each other apparently. That's why
really?
I split them.
I could see that. They don't really seem like they'd get along. I've never even
Yeah,
heard anything about them together.
Yeah.
Only thing is
I like
the
DJ
was it the
and Harris
PGA a
English or
couple years
DJ and
ago?
Berger.
What'd you say?
Was it the PGA a couple years ago where Koepka came back and beat
I don't
DJ?
know.
Oh,
Is that why they
could
don't
be
like
it.
each other?
Maybe.
Might not have been it.
Was that
at
at Aaron Hills?
Finau.
No, I
No,
think
at
at Bethpage.
Bethpage.
Oh, well,
When
Koepka
they're
didn't come
they're
back.
Well, they're also they're in separate.
Koepka had a
groups,
huge
too.
lead and almost choked it, but he didn't.
Yeah, but they were like doing kind of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know Koepka and Finau played together in Paris and went 1-1. I think that could be a potential group. I think
could see that.
Morikawa and Finau would be sick, to be honest. But they're kind of like the similar personality, but just like opposite games almost.
Yeah,
like
just to answer your
driving
question
and
from
irons.
before, Dustin Johnson played with Gary Woodland in the President's Cup.
Oh. Wow, how
Gary
the
Woodland.
mighty have fallen, Gary
Yeah.
Woodland.
I mean, they beat Adam Scott and Louis Oosthuizen, so
Yeah.
English.
first-
I think Harris English and DJ seem like they seem like very similar. in
Both
terms of
Southern
personality.
guys.
Yeah,
yeah.
kind of like opposite games, but similar personality could mesh well.
I mean,
maybe.
being a Ryder Cup captain, not an easy job. I mean, like there is
No,
so
it's
many
not.
possibilities here, and like who you
It's
can
really
sit out.
it's so tough to even think about who you'd pair with Bryson. I like our
know,
Colin
that's the
Morikawa
thing.
thing there. But
It's like Morikawa, I think can go with anyone. Like you can put
Him and
Morikawa
JT
with
could be
anyone
good.
on the team would be fine. Yeah, they'd be sick. But I think Spieth and JT I think just might not play with anyone else.
Yeah.
And then but Bryson literally is just
Spieth
and Bryson go
Spieth
ahead.
and Bryson are both from Texas.
So
It's
Scotty
true.
Scheffler.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's a lot of
I think Bryson
speculation
Scotty
right
could
now.
be fine.
When do the
Yeah.
pairings come out? Do
Well,
we know?
Probably
I think
Wednesday or
Thursday night.
Thursday. Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday maybe. I
So
think
by the
Thursday is
time this
possible.
comes
Thursday
out,
night. Thursday night sounds right when they like have a press conference and they like announce them.
Thursday
Are they doing that
afternoon
this
is
year?
Remember, they
the,
used to always do that.
is the opening ceremony, and the stage that they have set up for the opening ceremony. I don't know if you saw my
Isn't
snap.
unreal.
Is
I did
ridiculous.
see your snap. Mhm.
They have this massive replica Ryder Cup trophy. It's got to be like 20 feet high.
It must have
It's-
been so weird being there, like without all the spectators. Like
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely
that must have been
strange.
interesting.
But I'll tell you that place is set up in it's so insane. It's so massive, and it's just going to be an awesome place to watch golf because there's so many stands too. So you're it's going to be a good viewing experience.
The crowd is going to be crazy,
Mm-hmm.
like absolutely crazy.
I think it's
You
going to
know,
be a
the
good
last thing
crowd
I'll
too.
say
I don't
about
think it's going to be a
Bryson-
very disrespectful crowd in Wisconsin.
No, I don't know if Rory is doing what he did last time with like that Reed match, like people like I don't know. I think that was awesome, but people like didn't really hate Rory for that, which is
That was
I think
awesome.
it's hilarious. It
That
was
was
so
so
much
sick.
fun. His
You need that
reactions
in
were
golf.
unbelievable. Yeah, that's
mean,
like that.
How
it
many
makes
times have
it
you seen that
better.
clip used the past
Exactly.
5 years?
Like just those like 4 holes of them just going back and forth.
Mhm.
Like it's just there's nothing better than that.
I'm so pumped up for this. This is gonna be so sick.
Yeah, I just hope it's not a blowout like either way. That's the only thing. That's the only wish I have.
Yeah,
for this.
like I want the US to win, but I don't want it to be I mean if we won by a lot and like it's an awesome celebration, like there's good matches, like sign me up. But if it's like obviously ideally we'd win like on like the last like one like a comeback would be sick. Like we win, but it'd be close.
So
Right,
here's a
so
question for you.
yeah, go ahead.
So the 2016 Ryder Cup. Wait, that was a Hazeltine, right? The moment there was like the Rory and the Patrick Reed going back and forth. 2018, I feel like it was maybe like Fleetwood and Molinari, like they were kind of the
definitely.
talk of the
Yeah,
tournament.
the bromance.
The JT at the President's Cup, the
Tiger.
JT like putt that him and Tiger like celebrated. And what did he say again? He said like a TO quote.
I love me some me.
I love me some me. Like who do we think
Yeah.
makes the big storyline here this week?
I think it might
I-
be Scotty Scheffler this week. I don't know why, but I'm feeling something from Scotty Scheffler that's
I could
just gonna
see
be
him.
electric.
I can see him being a total dog and going like undefeated in his matches. Like how I don't know, we don't know how many he's gonna play just because of how good the team is, but I can see him winning like once on Friday and then winning again, playing 2 matches on Saturday, and then winning is like I can see him going like 4 or something like that.
Mhm. I can see it.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it has the potential for Bryson somewhere to like hit like a booming drive and pump up the crowd.
I mean that
could
fir-
be
that
yeah.
first tee is like a big like tone setter almost. Like
exactly.
imagine
So
if
I could see
Bryson
that
comes
being a
out
big
and puts
moment.
it on the green on the first tee. Like that'd be
That's
insane.
that's what I mean. I think Bryson, like if he's playing Bryson's not gonna if they put Bryson in the alternate shot, they're so stupid. I don't know what they're gonna do. But
I mean, Rom will play to the
if-
crowd a lot. He'll do some big things,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Rom will be fun, Rory will be fun. But the thing with the US team, it's like you look at like JT, Spieth, and Bryson are all like they all get like really pumped up, they're energetic, everything like that. But the rest of the team, it's like who else is gonna go absolutely nuts when they make a big putt, or like Brooks is kind of mellow, DJ's
I
really
could see it coming
mellow,
out of DB
Finau,
straight vibing.
Morikawa mellow. I can see it too. I was gonna say Scotty and Berger seem like the most likely after Bryson, JT, and Spieth.
Yeah.
I mean, I
English
wish
is
if they
mellow.
were playing on the road, I feel like Patrick Cantley would totally shush the crowd if they were
Oh,
playing on the
I
road.
could
see
I don't
that
know
too.
why. I just like because he
Like
doesn't do
100%.
anything. And imagine how rattled the crowd would get if he was like shushing the crowd and he
Oh,
doesn't even like
He's definitely the
pump
kind of
most of the
guy
time.
who
Silent assassin.
he's definitely the kind of guy who likes to silent a crowd more than pump up a crowd.
I mean, yeah, I'll make my bold
or like a game.
prediction. I'll make my bold prediction right now. I think the US is gonna win. And I think the winning clinching match is going to be Patrick Cantley. Cantley's going to close it out for the US.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see Cantley also is going just ballistic and just.
So here's
winning every
another thing
single
that we
match
could
as well
potentially kind of go into, since we're not doing skins. Who's maybe a player during singles that you are going to want to target? I mean, obviously you don't know who they're playing, but someone you're going to want to target. We kind of talked about it, but on Sunday to maybe make some matchup bets on.
matchup bets.
I mean, it's tough to say without the actual
Mhm.
matchups right in front of you.
Right.
I am liking Victor Hovland a lot on the European side. This is
I
his
am
first
too.
Ryder Cup, but I think he fits the course pretty well. And I think he, has the mental capacity to play well in an event like this.
Mhm.
So I do like Victor Hovland pretty well. I mean, we'll see who he's matched up against, but
I think
definitely something to look
Scheffler
at.
is obviously, like we said, because he might be a dog.
He could be a dog.
an underdog.
I can see. Yeah.
And like a lot of those matchup bets. So he could be one to target. On the European side, I mean, Fleetwood is one to target, definitely, whoever he's paired with.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I love Fleetwood this week. I think he's gonna be
not
awesome.
high on Tiro Hadden right now, to be honest.
No, he has the same. Like he's like a mini Poulter, but like a little.
He could be
I don't know,
fiery
a
though
little-
in a
He can. Oh,
something
100.
like
That's what I
this.
mean. Like he's just an absolute fiery guy,
But it could go both
but
ways.
he needs a little more experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
can go.
it could
it
go.
can-
It could go both ways.
I can see him going like I can see him losing all 3 matches or winning.
Yeah, he
like,
could be one of those
winning,
guys,
all his
honestly,
matches.
that goes like ballistic and like wins all his matches, and it plays well in a format like this.
Now, obviously, when you're looking at all the names right now, there's one name that sticks out. Like, who or like why is he there, and it's Bern Wieseberger, and I feel like he might make some noise this week because every time there's a Ryder Cup, it's usually not the usual suspects that you suspect to like play very well. Bern Wieseberger is like the most random name on the list of both teams. I feel
mean,
like he might come out and have a good week.
at the President's Cup, that was semi like Abe Answer's coming out party.
It was
Exactly.
He was like the best.
100%.
He might have been the best player in the tournament that week. I
So, I
obviously
mean,
maybe
might have
not,
been.
but
just by looking at the names, like you wouldn't expect Bern Wieseberger to be like a dog, but like he might be this week. I don't know why.
He reminds me of Thomas Peter that in 2016 who came out and just was roaring, just days destroyed. They played Brooks and DJ and just destroyed them. It was Thomas Peters. Like who knew who Peters was in 2016? I'll go my prediction. I'll say Hatton goes ballistic and turns into the new, everyone sees the new Ian Poulter. Ian Poulter passes the torch to Tyrrell Hatton.
Dude,
okay.
put them together. I want to see them play together.
I can see that.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. I can see them playing. I can see, like, imagine those two and they're winning, they're making putts. Like the crowd will absolutely hate them because they'll be
A lot of these
screaming
guys
all
are
the
like that. I
time.
can see that with Matthew Fitzpatrick too. I
Yeah.
can see that happening. I can see him being a shusher.
it's-
I mean, yeah.
oh,
So
100
let's
he's
talk
more of a
about
shusher.
people who we think won't play well this week. And you just mentioned the name Matthew Fitzpatrick. I'm targeting him. I'm fading him pretty much because
Maybe Lee Westwood.
he doesn't
I
really
would
have
say
the
it's
distance.
Westwood. I think Westwood.
Fitzpatrick doesn't really have the distance. He's 0-2 in the Ryder Cup all time. I mean, this course doesn't set up that well for him, and he might make me eat my words, but I might fade him this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go of Westman English or two guys. I'll probably fade if we're talking about just a straight up singles match like on Sunday.
Maybe
But
DJ. I don't know. I could see DJ not being great.
Yeah.
I could see Koepka not even being that great.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
he was the
well,
one that was
Brooks
talking
was
last
injured.
week, and he's
The
injured.
thing is, though, if he's
He's
healthy, if he is, I don't know if he is or not. I think he'll be great just because he. I mean, he's familiar with like Aaron Hills, like that on the water type Wisconsin golf. So, and kind of like a long course like this, where it's a lot of kind of brutal. Like it sets up well for a Brooks Koepka's game. It just
I guess.
depends on if he's
sets up
healthy.
well for him.
4-3-1 all
It's just
time.
how healthy is he? I guess
It depends on how healthy.
Like, is he fighting through pain? Because like you did at the Masters, and like he didn't play. Like he played fine, but he missed the cut. Like, is it similar to that, or is he more healthy than?
Good question.
I mean, yeah, and then you look at the records here. Bryson's only played in one Ryder Cup before. He's 0-3. He hasn't won an event in the Ryder Cup yet.
Yeah,
I think
That's gonna be a story coming
I think
in this week.
Finau. I think Finau could be turned into the guy after this week for the U.S. Like JT and Steve, I think they're gonna be awesome, but I think Finau could be like. I think he had a winning record his only Ryder Cup, and at a course that was like super tight and long rough, and now he's playing a course where he can just hit as far as he possibly can, like almost every hole. Like I think he can go on a tear this week.
Yeah.
I mean, it's almost like you have to expect the unexpected. I mean, if you look at Tiger Woods' career Ryder Cup record, he's 13-21-3.
Yeah,
That's
never
like
know.
the best player of like the generation, and he's like way under 500 in the Ryder Cup. I mean,
right. Here's a question for you. I was talking about this with somebody. I'm obviously not gonna lay money on Europe, but if I'm a neutral, if I'm from Canada, or if I'm somewhere on the president, like a country in the President's Cup, I wouldn't hate the value on Team Europe.
I agree.
Not at all. I mean, I feel like they
honestly agree.
have a nice like
They are
formation
plus
of a
200 to
team.
win this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, you have John Rahm, Victor Hovland, and I guess you could put Sergio Garcia and Rory McIlroy in the group of all really good, potentially really good Ryder Cup players. And then you have all the other guys that are really good supporting cast for those top four. I mean, they match up not that bad with the US. except for at the bottom end where like you're like, worried a little bit about the distance. But I mean, distance isn't
Yeah,
the only
they
thing that
need
matters.
if Team Europe is going to win, Rom, Rory, and Hovland basically just need to go crazy and win most of their matches. Specifically, probably Rom, just because if Rom's not playing well or like Rory's not playing well, then it's up to Victor Hovland and Poulter or Fleetwood. Like it's like those guys are capable, but how likely are they in a major championship course like Whistling Straits to
Yeah,
do that
I
against
wonder
all the
where
bombers in the US?
I wonder where Rom's head's at going into this because I mean, obviously he just had the duel in the FedEx Cup playoffs. He played last week in Napa, and he got cut, which like John Rahm doesn't really get
He has
cut from
stomach bug.
events. Yeah, and he had the stomach bug. So like I don't like. Yeah,
He'll be
I
fine.
don't wonder where he's at
He'll be
for the
fine.
I think
Ryder
he'll be
Cup.
fine.
He'll probably be
I think
okay,
he'll
but
be
like
fine too.
And
you just have to
also,
wonder.
He'll be okay.
If I'm not mistaken, so I see like to lift the trophy here, Europe is plus 140. I think that's including that's like a two-way line. If they tie this week, like Europe
Yeah.
takes the trophy back with them.
Yes.
By the way, did I tell you guys that there are actually 3 Ryder Cups?
Like
do
3
you mean?
physical Ryder
There are
Cups.
3 physical Ryder Cups. There's not just one. Just a little inside scoop there.
So what's the why?
What are the
I'm
other
assuming
two?
US has one, Europe
no,
has
it's
one,
like
and then it's like a third.
Yeah, it's for like display because it's on the road a lot. Did I tell you guys that I had to guard the Ryder Cup at the BMW Championship?
No.
Oh yeah, I had to guard the
That's
Ryder
pretty
Cup for
cool.
like 5 hours standing with the gloves on.
So you're
guard
telling me
the
you
Ryder
you
Cup?
could have just taken the Ryder
You
Cup
could have taken
like
it and brought it home.
Well, I was wearing the gloves, so I got to hold it.
you're like the bearer
That's
of the
pretty.
Stanley Cup.
Is it heavy?
No, it is the daintiest trophy you've it is incredibly
Really?
disappointing.
I
That
kind of
it's
wish I wish the
sucks.
Ryder
Like,
Cup was like the
that's-
Stanley
that
Cup.
sucks.
Imagine if the Ryder Cup was a Stanley Cup. That'd be sick.
I'm
And you
not-
get like
Oh
your
my
name
God,
on
yeah.
it.
awesome.
I'm not joking. Like when I was standing next to this thing, it's on like this like podium type thing.
Mhm.
And every time someone walked by it, it's like kind of like swaying. It's very like the little shaft is very
That's
dainty.
surprising, honestly.
Um,
Like I'm not like
I'm surprised it doesn't break more when they're like celebrating with it. But yeah, I completely forgot to mention that. I never told you guys that, I guess. Yeah, I spent like something like 12 hours in like 2 days.
How does that even like get into your like job description? Like I don't even know how. how
So
you
like
ended
we're
up
like
doing
in
that.
charge. We're just in charge of all the hospitality, like literally all of the hospitality at the BMW Championship. So like it was in the 18th hole pavilion where all like the BMW execs and like people who got invited to it. I don't know. It's like a nice. You should have seen this 18th hole pavilion. There was like they were serving like steak for lunch and like everything. It was crazy. But yeah, it like by the end of that, I hated the Ryder Cup actually because I was just spending so much time like taking pictures of people with it, and like I'd be like, "Hey guys, don't touch the Ryder Cup, by the way. That's the only rule." And they'd be like, I'm like, "I wasn't a joke. Don't do it." And someone actually, this lady like came very close. She was about to touch. I was like, "Ah," and she didn't. But yeah, very stressful guarding the Ryder Cup.
Where else can we go with this? I mean, just looking at all-time records, I mean, Europe's been pretty dominant over our lifetime. So like most of the European players have like really good records in the Ryder Cup. I mean, we mentioned Sergio 22, 12, and 7. I
Mhm.
mean, Ian Poulter 14, 6, and 2. Rory's 11, 9, and 4. Even Lee Westwood 20, 18, and 6. Tommy Fleetwood 4 and 1. I mean, those are some pretty good records in the Ryder Cup. And then if you go over to the US side, a little bit younger, haven't played in as many, but Spieth probably leads the way 7, 5, and 2. JT's 4 and 1, pretty good in the Ryder Cup. Finau's only played in 3 matches, but he's 2 and 1. And then DJ 7 and 9, so hasn't been that great in the Ryder Cup. And Brooks 4, 3 and 1, and then obviously Bryson no wins 0-3 and 0.
Yeah.
How do you think the team dynamic in the US room is going to be with Brooks, Bryson, all those? Like, are they going? Do you think they're going to have like I really, the one thing I'm really looking forward to is I really want to see like a Brooks and Bryson interaction where they're smiling or just like not even acknowledging each other, like one or the other.
I feel like I feel like this is
something
going to be
like
drawn.
that.
I think it's drawn out a little bit. I think the team dynamic's not going to be that much of an issue. Personally, that's what I think.
I hope not. Do we
I-
want to do
I
like
hope
a?
not. I hope not too, but I
Here's
don't
what we
know.
can do to kind of
I
like
can see
close out
something like that
Ryder
happening.
Cup talk. We can do
Yeah.
a prediction with a score, and who just like it doesn't even have to be like who you think's going to do the best. Just like who's your guy this week. I will go with the U.S. 14.5, right on the number.
Really, that
Going to come
close?
down to the final match.
Oh, that'd be so sick though. Oh, speaking of Brooks and Bryson, Stricker just said not worried about the Brooks and Bryson feud during the Ryder Cup. Non-issue for me and the team, he said.
I just got that as well. Like I said, I think it's a little drawn out. I think this is a media overplayed media thing.
No, it definitely is. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, everybody has the same goal. Everybody wants to win the Ryder Cup. So like you're gonna put those differences aside and hopefully play well.
But how awesome would it be? Like how like not even like awesome, but like how hilarious would it be if they win, the US wins, and everyone's like going crazy on the podium with the Ryder Cup, and like everyone's like hugging each other, like pouring champagne down each other's throats, like everything like that. And Brooks and Bryson just like don't even acknowledge each other.
I
like,
would love
don't
to
even,
see
like,
them just like randomly, like the camera cuts to them and like maybe like one of them just made a big button. They just like big hug.
that like yeah, so something like I want to see something on complete like
Dude, the
there's
golf
something like
world
going
would erupt.
both of them. Oh my god, it'd be so funny if they either completely ignored each other or they completely went crazy with each other. Like it'd be so funny.
Or if they
It's
just
so
like they
awesome.
look at each other and they're like both excited, they're like just high five and like they walk
Yeah.
away from each other. Like
I mean, let's be honest. That would be
Yes.
like
how
the,
awesome would that be?
like if they went and like hugged and all that stuff, that they totally played us and they wanted to get all the clicks for the extra money in the PGA.
Yeah,
Tour.
because
And that was the
that would be
complete
explode
that would be
ending.
the story of the Ryder
Yeah,
Cup. It wouldn't
exactly.
even matter who won. That'd be the story of the Ryder Cup.
And
if
like
they-
that,
if
they
they
like completely
did
played
that.
us. They were getting in this
my
feud
God.
only to have that moment at the Ryder Cup to get all the clicks and stuff. Imagine.
But that's like
I want to see
am
them paired together
watching-
so bad.
I know it's not good.
It won't happen.
Imagine if it happened. Imagine, but like it won't happen. But like just something like that, some sort of interaction where there's like just some interaction, and I want to just see what like Twitter explode or something.
Yeah.
It'd be so funny.
And then
so awesome.
My guy, I got to stick with him. I feel like we've been talking about him a lot. It's just Scotty Scheffler this week. I'm really excited to see Scotty
I
Scheffler.
love that. Love Scotty.
So I'll make my pick. I think the US. I don't really want to pick against the US, so I think the US is going to get, let's say, 16 points. And I think the guy this week who we haven't really mentioned at all, I think it's gonna be Xander Schauffele. I think Xander Schauffele is gonna have a really good week, and I think he's gonna play really well.
X-Man. Would love to see Xander play well. I'm gonna go with the US wins. I think they get 15.5. And I'm gonna go with Finau as my guy. I think he's gonna show up and just dominate this week.
Okay, now we
Also,
pause and we all
Jordan
pick Europe
18.
to win, and then we pick a guy from Europe, and then we cut and paste.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
All right,
I would not be
if
surprised.
Europe wins, who's the guy who does the best for Europe if they win? Is it Hovland?
Oh,
No, I think
for me, it's Bern Wieseberger. I think that's the guy that is gonna just like surprise everybody this week.
I can see that. Yeah.
I think it could be Hatton. I mean, that could just be like really. That could be dumb. That could be a
Mhm.
dumb thing to say because he could do bad because
I
he
could-
hasn't been playing great golf. But I could just I see him in this format doing well.
Yeah, I can honestly can see if, like we said, if Poulter and Hatton are together and they just go crazy, or if, like, imagine if even just Hatton going crazy with like Westwood or some Fleetwood, like if they have two guys, two Poulters basically, like that energy is gonna be hard to match.
Yeah,
and that should be awesome. But I think Hovland, if Hovland plays really well, there's a good chance Rory and Rahm are playing decent. I'm just assuming Rory and Rahm are going to play decently well. I think if Hovland goes ballistic, then I think they have a pretty good chance of
Yeah,
playing
I mean,
well.
Hovland's definitely the wild card guy there. Like you've never seen him in a Ryder Cup. You don't really know what it's going to be like. But I think Hovland's the one that's going to tip either Europe wins or Europe loses. It's probably going to go
I
on
agree.
him, which is crazy to think about. He's so young, but
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait till Friday morning.
So someone
I'm
who
getting
is
up for that first tee shot too. It'll be
someone who's
Be so
already making
awesome.
their 2022 President's Cup case right off the bat, Max Homa.
yeah. So Max Homa with a win at the Fortinet Championship, and that's another win in the home state of California. I mean, guy just loves playing in California.
Is that 2 now?
Yeah, I mean,
Yep.
he's 2 out of his 3 wins.
2 wins?
coming
Yeah,
in
Riviera
California.
yeah,
And
2 hours, 3
Napa.
wins.
Yeah.
Which whatever, crazy Sunday for Max Homa. Shot a 65 on Sunday, and he had that hole out on a par 4. I think it was a 12 hole, to make eagle, and that kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Made a crazy putt on 17, and that was that. I mean, I will say Maverick McNeely kind of botched down the stretch. I think he was hitting a 2-iron off the tee on 17 and just kind of completely hit it out of bounds. So that was tough, but Max Homa, good for him getting the win.
Also, another
Mhm.
guy who's making his case for the President's Cup team in 2022, Mito Pereira. I could see him making the team by then.
Yeah.
Mito Pereira is
oh,
on a
I
heater
think
right
he
now.
can. Yeah.
He probably,
think he
if he
definitely can
keeps
make
the
the
pace
team.
up, I think he'll get a win this year and a PGA Tour Rookie of the Year favorite probably right now.
Probably, but definitely is. Yeah.
I mean,
and also
go ahead.
he didn't win, but Joseph Bramlett did come T42.
Nice.
So there's that.
I will say we didn't mention skins at all because we're not doing skins. We all won our skins bets this
Yeah,
week.
we did. I had Mito Pereira over Emiliano Grillo.
Yeah, Phil finished in the top 40 with his new arm lock putter. I don't know if you saw that, which he didn't putt well at all. So that was interesting to see.
He had to try
still
it.
finished in the top 40, but we'll see if he goes back to normal putter.
And then Trevor won his as well. It was
Harold
yeah.
Varner top 20.
Yeah. So good week.
We're good
There's
in
5
we're good
skins
in
on the next one.
We're good in these off events.
5 skins. It's a lot.
Yeah.
That's gonna kind of decide. I feel like that's kind of gonna decide the season right there.
It is. Now, before we sign off, we have not talked about Roback yet. So
We have not talked about Roback yet.
I mean,
I'm
now would be a
wearing the
good
hat.
time. Yeah.
Cheek is wearing the hat. Trevor probably has his hat somewhere.
I wear my hat every day. Like my Roback hat every day.
I mean, so Trev's got the American Roback hat, right?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
I have it
a
right here.
great pull for the Ryder Cup this week. Maybe show your
Oh yeah,
spirit.
yeah. He's
Go
gonna
buy-
get it right
go
now.
buy
I need
the
to see this.
American-
I actually want to see it because I haven't seen it. Oh, that's
it's
a money
pretty
hat.
sweet. White hat, American. For people who are listening, white hat. It has the Roback logo, the dog. And it's in the American flag colors. It's pretty sick.
American flag.
That's an awesome.
American flag on the back. It's
That
so
is-
sweet. I'll be wearing this all
so
weekend.
if you want to get that, root on the U.S. Team this weekend. Hit the link in our bio. If you click on the link, anything that you add to your cart, you get 15% off. Grab that American hat. I'm sure they have an American shirt or something going out. You know, root on the boys.
Yeah,
in the
they
Ryder
have,
Cup.
they have a bunch of stuff for the Ryder Cup now, which is
I'm sure if
pretty
you're a
tasty.
Team Europe supporter, I'm sure there's something
There
up
is,
your
it's
alley
out
for
there.
that as well. So definitely check that out.
Yeah,
buy
check
some
that
stuff
out in the
for
link in our
Roback.
bio, and we'll see you next week. Hopefully, the U.S. takes the trophy back, and we'll see you next week at the Sanderson Farms Championship at the Country Club of Jackson, Mississippi.